Yeah. Oh yeah, excuse me.
Yeah.
Can we report illegal hunting to you?
Hey. We're already speaking to your colleagues up that way.
Yeah.
No, but they didn't see it, we did.
Right, but you're in radio contact with them, aren't you?
I know, but just so you know, from here, from the people that actually saw it. 2 hares have just crossed this footpath. Well, the hounds chased the 2 hares on this field.
Bear with me one second.
Okay.
I've got it on film as well.
No,
so.
somebody calling me.
Okay.
That's police.
So,
go ahead.
Hounds chased 2 hares through this field, crossed over there with the 2 hares, hunt staff everywhere and support. 2 hares crossed this field, support up here knew that, and then they sent the hounds over the path through those Christmas trees straight off the 2 hares.
Right, okay.
So we'd like you to take that as an allegation, please.
Negative with the 4, but I'm secure. If you could get some others down here to join us. He's going to explain everything to you.
I'm just going to cover my face for this guy because he's been taking pictures of us.
Right, but you're filming, so do you not like it when it's the other way around then?
No, because we don't post his identity online and try and get people to intimidate him, whereas they do that to us. So.
Right, okay. Basically, we've had complaints that you 4 have been shouting. Yeah? Okay, shouting, swearing at people.
Sworn.
All right,
Haven't sworn at all.
That's what's happening, all right, okay? So, to prevent any further instances of antisocial behaviour, you're going to get section 35, all right, and feel dispersed.
We haven't sworn,
Right,
and if we're shouting to detract the hounds from killing a hare, that's illegal activity.
I'm not going to stand and argue with you, that's what's happening, all right?
But we seem to know the law a bit better than you do in this situation because we're allowed to shout to call off the dogs when they're illegally hunting.
Right, okay.
That is part of our right.
Okay, like I said, just give me time. I'll do one at a time. I'll write it out for you, okay, and then I'll read the reasoning behind it, okay?
And I'll just say. We have a wildlife and rural officer, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I've just spoke to him in relation to illegal hunting and said that you made an allegation of illegal hunting. He says our ACPO, which is our senior management, have made a decision that if you make an allegation of illegal hunting,
right,
with the footage that you have and your version, you ring in 101 and make a complaint, as you would do if you had been had something stolen from you, had something to do. That is the line. That is the company line.
Yeah.
I'm only just giving you the information.
Yeah. We haven't had the opportunity.
That they are allowed to carry on illegally hunting, and we are being stopped from intervening in that, which is illegal activity. So what you're doing is preventing illegal activity and facilitating an illegal one.
But the same as everything, you're saying it's illegal, right?
So they're saying what we're doing is illegal, and you're believing them, and you're not believing us.
No, because you're all going to be treated the same.
And also, shouting isn't actually a crime. You're removing us to prevent antisocial behaviour when really they're participating in illegal action right now. So could you define what antisocial actually is?
I'm not going to go into war and peace on you because, as you know, you'll most probably know the laws and the legislation a lot better than I will on all of those facts. Okay.
I think that's kind of our point, though, isn't it?
The thing is, all right, okay, I've already explained to you, all right, I'm going to, rather than go through 1, 2, 3, 4, right, and waste all your time doing it individually, I'm going to get your details, fill out a form, and then all 4 of you can listen to me, and I'll give the reasoning behind it, and I'll read it out to you verbatim, okay?
Is that fair?
Well, obviously it's not fair.
It is what it is, it's not fair.
Yeah,
I mean...
Right, you're not going to agree with it, I know you're not going to agree with it.
Can we just be clear, you are issuing section 50 as well, yeah?
No, right, we're doing section 35, okay, but I require your name and address, all right? Under section 50 of the Police Reform Act.
Okay, that's all we need to
Okay, all right.
Because if you were only invoking section 35,
No.
we didn't have to give you details,
No.
but you are invoking section 50,
Yeah.
so we do.
Yeah.
Can we just see the section 35?
And as this is happening, there's a loose hound in the field right next to us.
Do you mind telling us who signed it and when as well?
Yeah, it was Inspector Mark Thomas, and it was at 14:30 hours. It'll be when down here yesterday. All right, okay. Is it 233?
CAD number, the reference number, the police reference number is CAD number 233.
Yeah.
And as he says, my colleague said it was done at 2:30 yesterday, and it was authorised by Inspector Mark Thomas.
Okay.
Are you going to go up to, say, Reuben Kench or McDaniels, for example, who's one of the masters of the hunt, or Becky Baker, for example, and say, could you actually take control of your hounds?
Or are you going to say, we've had allegations that you've been illegally hunting today, so to prevent further illegal hunting, we're going to issue a Section 35 dispersal order and require you to leave the land?
I mean, talking about swearing as well. I mean, we haven't been swearing, and they've been calling us bloody names all morning. You know, like, I mean,
with every allegation, right? And this is why I say, the management of the police have said, you ring in, you ring 101, you record your crime, no different if a burglary or a theft from a garage, and we'll investigate it from one side and get all the information, and we'll investigate it from the other side.
I'm sorry, but the thing is, there's no difference, but there clearly is, because you're dispersing us again, and you're not dispersing them again. We've made allegations, they've made allegations. You're treating the two crimes completely differently. You're treating one as if it's something that needs to be dispersed about. You're treating another as if you just let them carry on and do it again all day. Are we going to have any evidence today? No, because you dispersed us before we had a chance. Well, and there's a split second where two hares run across that field. That's the only chance we've had today.
Yeah.
And you're saying, oh, they weren't illegally hunting because you haven't got any evidence. Because you've dispersed us again.
And the problem is, because the attention is all being focused on us from the police's side, there's no one who's actually going to monitor the actual hunt itself. And even if they say, oh,
and there is. If I saw the hunt doing something exceptionally wrong, right?
But how likely is that when you're here dispersing?
Well, I've done hunts for 18 years, right? And I've been involved in investigations from both sides, okay? But I can't deal with it. You're shooting the messenger, right? If our bosses have decreed that, do you see what I mean?
So, yeah. Loose hound. That's the same one that's been running across there since we had this conversation.
Okay, but that's not illegal to have a hound on the loose, is it?
No, but it's
not in control.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. For example, even if the whole pack are in check at the minute, then this one isn't, and this one has no control. So therefore, you know, it could go off and do its own thing. It could run. There's the A12 just over there that could run towards that. You know.
You say you've done this for a long time. I mean, you'd appreciate that. I mean, let's say even like hypothetically that they're drag hunting, which we've seen no evidence of. That because they're not in proper control of the dogs. I mean, you know, say we give them the benefit of the doubt, they're hunting legally, you know, and the dogs got out of control and nearly killed two hares. I mean, that's reason enough to tell them to pack it in, because they need to get better at what they're doing if they're not able to control the animal.
And also,
but that's a far wider and more national discussion, and local in relation to them.
Not to the endangered animals that are being torn apart.
So is the perception of antisocial behaviour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The more I enter into debate, gentlemen, the more I'm either A, going to get myself in a world of grief.
I presume you don't want to sign this, mate.
Right.
I'd rather not, no, but...
B,
what is it that you...
seen to be impartial.
It's just a Section 35.
Not seen to be impartial. Because I am...
Oh, no, this is
I'm a communicator, and my whole thing is to keep the peace. Right? The minute we start getting flooded with complaints from both parties, we've got to separate them parties to stop the complaints coming in.
But it's always us that's dispersed, that's the point we're making.
Right.
If you disperse them, you knock two birds out with one stone. Because we're going to go home, we're not going to stick around and shout at like invisible hounds to get off invisible hares. We're going to go home, so there'll be peace and there'll be no illegal hunting. So that's surely a more logical solution.
As I've driven down this road, 3 members of the public, all in cars, yes, they may or they may not be.
They are supporters.
We can tell you their names if you want.
Right, you'll probably know better than me. Are telling me that there's issues, there's arguments, there's swearing, there's things going ahead.
Well, of course they would say that. Of course they would.
I understand that, right? I understand.
When they've got stickers on the back saying, keep hunting, keep calm and carry on hunting.
Fight the ban.
Okay,
fight the ban.
The thing is,
it's a joke.
What those people were saying, all right, okay, how they came across was like, you were causing mayhem, they wanted you arrested, everything like that. Okay, we understand that what they're saying is not going to be 100%, what you're saying is not going to be 100%. We're in the middle. What we don't want to do is be having to arrest people, be it yourselves, be it the hunt. We just want everybody, we're here to prevent any breaches of the peace, all right, okay? We're not going to agree with what we're doing. I know you're not going to agree with what we're doing. However, it's part and parcel. That's what the bosses have decreed, all right? We're not on your side, we're not on their side, we're just slap bang caught in the middle, and we're trying to prevent any disorder, which previously, in years gone by, like my colleague said, we've done it for a long time. I'm not saying it's you people, all right, but there has been big mass brawls between people like yourself and the hunt, all right?
Yeah, I mean, again, like...
Sorry,
it's not fair, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's
you know, your position is your position, but like, you must be able to understand how frustrating it is. I can speak for everybody in that group to come out here peacefully.
The next one, want to come speak to me, please?
Yeah.
You're done, mate, thank you.
Animal lover, but I can see both sides. Okay.
Did the next person want to come give their details?
All we're saying is the effect of what you're doing is facilitating.
I understand that, but unfortunately.
And I've made my official complaint, but that's gone nowhere, so you
Okay.
see why we're frustrated.
But you must be able to say, in relation to this complaint, you must have a point of contact from the police, a single point of contact.
Nobody's
from the
got
police.
back to me about mine, and that was a month ago.
Okay, well, ring in and say, look, I made a
I
complaint.
don't have the time. I work.
And the thing is,
before I let me finish, there are really strict rules. If you make a complaint against myself today, there are really strict rules with how those complaints must be. You must be contacted. You must get outcomes within certain period of times. They cannot just, because if we've got a corrupt officer or we've got some officer who's a little bit aggressive or heavy-handed, they've got to be dealt with. We can't just say, oh, we'll put that carpet and chuck it in the to-do later. There is certain strict rules under police legislation about how complaints must be dealt with.
Well, mine has been dealt with, but it's not been upheld.
Okay.
and also, sorry to interrupt, but also Suffolk Constabulary have said on 2 accounts, which is documented online because a member of our group got sent it via Facebook, but Suffolk Constabulary have said twice that they weren't in attendance when they were actually handing out Section 35s on the 13th of February, where a hare was killed by the Eastern Harriers.
So
how many times do there have to be these close calls where, with all due respect, we've been the ones who have stopped these hares being killed before actually someone goes, right, we're going to have to sit down with the masters of the hunt and say, look, this is getting too out of hand. That has not happened.
I'm going to be really honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm never going to comment on the stuff which is Facebook, social media compliant. What I would say is, we've got a comms department, we've got a communications department. Say, get in touch. Say, here's the Facebook, here's the footage, we'll report it as a crime. We'll do it as will you please investigate it? We cannot. If you report it as a crime, if you report it as a crime.
Police were there on the day. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. But then, if you report it as a crime, we cannot not investigate it. And if you investigate it, then there's an officer. That officer is designated as the officer in the case, and he's your point of contact. Chase them. Get in touch.
Well, we have. Like me personally, I've made complaints about certain investigations that happened in the past. The IPCC have essentially given me a fill-in-the-blanks kind of statement, and I've made comments about that, polite comments of course, saying, well, you know, this happened as well on a day that adds up to suspicion of illegal hunting, blah, blah, blah. Never got back to me, and it's happened on more than one occasion. What am I supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? I mean, you know, not as concerned citizens, you know.
Not to too fine a point on it, but I mean, also what we're talking about here is like, okay, so you have to treat all of our complaints equally, but you're talking about we're the ones that are having to put in all this legwork just to get heard. When I mean, it's again, everybody works. We've all got we don't want to be here. No, you know, like.
Do you really believe
you're getting paid to be here, though?
Yeah, but this, in my humble opinion, isn't the best use of police resources.